Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode number 25 of DNP Unlocked. We're going to talk about advanced degrees in nursing today. Good morning, Kay.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning,
How are
everyone.
you?
Good evening and good afternoon. Good.
Ye-
I'm on the
Good.
travel. It's Easter weekend.
Yes,
Happy
it
Easter.
is Easter weekend. Happy Easter. I can't
Happy
believe we're
Easter,
doing a
everyone.
show. Yes, and we're still doing a show on a holiday, but happy Easter, everybody. And we apologize for going live today. but Yes, and I think I'm not sure if Anna is able to make it. I think she's just coming out from work. But how are you doing, Kay?
Oh, all good, Paul. All good. The weather's perfect here in the northeast coast. Very
Mm-hmm.
nice cherry blossoms in Washington D.C. and a
Wow.
lot of traveling.
Right,
Just
right,
enjoying life.
right. And I hope you guys had a great show last week. I was trying to pull myself out of the bed and get the migraine managed, but sometimes I do get that pounding migraine headache. But what could ibuprofen not fix, right? But anyway, but that was a very interesting show because a lot of nurses wanted to do remote nursing. Some of them have kids, some of them have a situation that prevents them from traveling to work, which I think is a very good opportunity here in the US. There's a lot of opportunities, millions of opportunities that nurses could explore.
Exactly. And one of the characteristics that a lot of employers actually see in nursing is number one, we're the most respected and trusted, most trusted professional, right? And that's
Right,
based from statistics. That being said, that if we're trusted, there's a sense of accountability and
right,
professionalism. So that's one thing that a lot of nurses have. We're not the greediest person on earth. I always tell everyone we're not the greedy. So we're very good with work ethics, as far as I know, right? And my circle of
right.
friends. But good morning, Anna. Happy
Good
Morning,
Easter.
morning,
Anna.
everyone.
Happy Easter.
Happy
the
Easter
the barcada is now complete.
Yay!
for the holiday. Are we all
Yes.
Catholic, right?
I know. Yep, yep, yep. And happy
Right.
Easter to all our Christian folks. And yes, we're gonna be hosting our show today on an Easter Sunday.
And the good
And
thing is that topic is advancing your
advance
nursing career.
career,
So,
very good. Yep. And this is very important, Kay, because you know, especially for us Filipinos, a lot of us want to advance our degrees, want to,
mhm.
take our nursing game a notch up. And it doesn't always have to be advanced degrees. Although today, when I talk later, I'll talk about advanced degrees. I get that question a lot since I started my doctorate degree. But I'm hoping that our viewers and listeners will get something, take something out
Mhm.
from our talk today about advancing their degrees in nursing and why is it important to advance their degrees. And
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is it important?
It
That's the
is.
question, right?
It is very important to advance our degree, so we're not gonna be stuck being a nurse only.
I think I'm the first one who signed up for that 2008.
you're right, right, right. And you'll
But
talk about your experience later. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you'll tell us what you felt about it, and was it life changing? Was it impactful? Were you able to utilize it? Those are the things, because when
mhm.
you go to advanced degrees, you're spending time and money, and it's not as easy as bachelor's degree. Because bachelor's degree, you sit in school and you
Mhm.
learn the basics of the profession. With advanced degrees, it's mostly self-directed. Whether you do online classes here in the US or you
Mhm.
sit in for class, it's mostly self-directed because you're taking master's or doctorate degree. There is a
Yeah.
certain expectation that you are already good with your craft and you're taking it to a different, uh, a, a higher notch. So the expectations can be higher than what you're accustomed to. So a lot of people start doctorate degrees, master's
Mm-hmm.
degrees, or go to specialty classes and not finish it because of expectations and time. And we're also, spending money for schools like this. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to talk about that. how it is important, and what is the importance of setting goals before you get into this thing, so it won't frustrate you, because it can be very frustrating. But anyway, I would like to encourage viewers today to join us in the comment section. This
Yeah.
is the best time for you guys to ask questions about. I'll be answering questions about doctorate degrees and master's degrees, and Kay and Anna will help me talk about that as well. But yes, so we have Shelly joining us today, Rostam, and Real is watching us from Israel. Happy Easter. Nice, nice.
Happy Easter, Daryl.
Oh,
It's a real rye on Newton Bourse. That's a good. It's a long name. Is that your full name?
Is
is
that a
that your
pseudonym?
real Rye?
Yeah.
On board?
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
hope everything's
why
well
is
with you,
sharing
Real.
it? I'm sharing
Okay, so
our live
yeah,
right
let's see where
now.
everyone is. If you're watching this show, let us know where you are, and
Mm-hmm.
and put a little note like real Rai said. There's an adjective where you are from. But this topic is very important because as a consultant, Paul and Anna, I've been asked a lot by people like, "Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is my plan, and is this worth it? Is it still worth it to try things at certain time
Mm-hmm.
of your age?" And that's always the question I ask. And like Paul said, setting your goal is very important. So when you set your goals, you have to
Before you jump
understand
into it. Yep.
why are you
Mm-hmm.
doing it, right? So the first question is, why are you doing it? And then when they say something to me, and then the next question to that is why again? And then the next
Mhm.
question to that is why again? And then the next question is why? Because I always say, it's easy to quit these programs. It's because you've been there for a long time, you've been studying for many, many years. So easy to quit. Unless you put whys to every single thing that you're doing, then it's easy to give up. But if you put whys and you set your goals, then it's easier to endure and stay on the track and keep your mindset
Mm-hmm.
on a goal. So then you finish it. So now we're see Aliyah watching from Riyadh. Hi Aliyah. Hope things are well there and enjoying your weekend if you're enjoying your holiday weekend. Um, so all right. So the first topic we're gonna discuss today is that
Yep.
Paul?
So, yeah, so I'm going to be decked first. So, I'll talk about advanced degrees in the US. I actually prepared a slide. So, I'm going to go through
Mm-hmm.
this very quickly so it
Wow.
doesn't consume too much time. But there's going to be a lot of discussion for sure.
Wow.
So,
Where is the
this,
slide for today?
no, because
Hey, we had
honestly,
slides last week.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. We
no,
had
no.
slide last week.
No, I'll be honest with you. When I was still doing the DNP show, I used this before because some of the topics are
Mm.
similar. So I was like, you know what? I think I have one of the slides, and I was able to find it last night. So I was like, let me use it. Similar anyway,
Not
but
last
let's.
night, Paul. It was 2 a.m. That
Yeah,
morning.
actually, this morning, 2 a.m. Yeah, for me it was last night. If I sleep, that was last night. But it's actually a few hours ago.
A few hours ago.
Yeah, at 2 a.m. Central, 3 a.m. Eastern, we were still talking about the show, which we are streaming right now. So that was like barely 5 hours ago or four. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk about education and career pathway in the US. Let's show the slide. There you go. So education and career pathway for the US. We have two different advanced degrees. Formal education. When we talk about formal advanced degrees, we have master's and doctorate. What's the difference? Do I need both? So masters basically prepare a nurse for a variety of advanced or specialty roles. All right. So master's degrees have their own specialization, and so is true with doctorate degrees. On the other hand, doctorate degrees prepare a nurse to be expert within the profession in leadership, research, or in specialized advanced nursing roles. So, meaning doctorate degree is the terminal degree, which means after that, there's no more higher degree. After that, that's it. If you want to take more degrees, that's going to be post certification. So, it's all a matter of goal. In the States, you don't have to take masters. There are direct BSN to doctorate degrees. I'll talk about that later. you can bypass master's. It's an old traditional pathway in academics to do bachelor's, then master's, then doctorate. And of course, you can't do master's unless you're a bachelor's degree graduate. And we know for a fact that here in the US, majority of nurses start with an associate degree. So with associate degree,
Mhm.
you got to finish bachelor's first before you can do master's and then doctorate. But now there's a bridge from bachelor's to doctorate degree directly, so you might not need to take masters at all. You can bypass that. So it gets you further if that is your goal. But again, the choice is between what is really your goal. Do you want to be finishing a master's degree? Do you want to be finishing a doctorate degree? Most of the advanced roles, Kay and Anna, does not need a doctorate degree. All right.
Mhm.
Sometimes a doctorate degree is for personal fulfillment, personal goal, or sometimes it's also needed to promote you. But without a clear goal, do not commit yourself to anything. That includes education and academics, because as we said earlier, it would require money and time and effort. You don't want to be quitting, when you're so close to finishing just because you couldn't do um, your
Clinical. Mhm.
project or your clinicals or your
Mhm.
hours that you need to complete, because there's forms of clinicals or internships in either of these, masters or doctorate, because remember, you are specializing on something. When you do masters or doctorate degree, you're taking your nursing game a notch up. So later we're going to talk about common different specializations in masters or doctorate degree. So it requires time and commitment. So if you're really not sure, if you don't have a goal, don't decide just yet. It's not a game of who gets there first. It's a matter of what really is your personal goal, because you don't want to be tied up with finances and a lot of frustration if you can't finish it because you're not committed to it, right? So very important to have distinction with both. And there's also different flavors or variations around the world. For example, Anna is doing master's degree in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Kay took her master's degree here in the States. I took my master's degree in the Philippines. The difference between the Philippine and US setup, for example, I'm not sure about other countries. Um, in the Philippines, our master's degree is MAN, Masters of
Mhm.
Arts in Nursing. In the States, it's MSN, Masters of Science in Nursing. The difference is anything that's arts degree in master's and doctorate is basically research oriented. So that's why
Mhm.
when we finished our master's degree in the Philippines, the cap, or the last requirement to graduate is to create a research or publish a research. So when you're a master's degree from the Philippines coming over to the US, yes, you have a master's degree. Yes, that might be equivalent to the US master's, but remember that your master's is more research oriented. So it might be more appropriate to use it in an academic setup if you want to become a
Mhm.
faculty member, because that's where it can work, right? Here in the States, Masters of Science is more clinical or practice oriented. So we have two branches in nursing, mainly the practice, all right, and what's this, research, and the other third branch, major branch, is academic. So practice, research, and academics. So basically, Masters of Science makes you an expert in a specialized practice. We're going to talk about roles later. And doctorate is the same. So most of the doctorates can be research based, that's PhD. And there are now doctorate degrees in the US for nurses for practice. That's your doctor of nursing practice, just like what I'm taking. And let's go to the next slide. Let me flash my slide. For the master's track, you can bridge from RN to MSN. Remember, in the States, we have ADNs, or advanced degrees, nurses. They're not bachelor's degree just yet.
Mhm.
There is now a bridge where if you finish advanced degree, you can go straight to master's degree. And by doing so, you knock out two things. You finish bachelor's and MSN at the same time, or one on top of each other, but only enrolling one time. And of course, the most common route or traditional route is BSN to MSN. There's also dual masters, and I'll talk about this later, because you have MSN MBA, MSN MPH, which I think MSN MBA is very good for nurses that are business oriented and wants to
Mhm.
become CNOs in the future, or C-suite executive, or whatever. If you want to climb the ladder up into the business world of healthcare, then that might be a good and what's this track for you. And then of course we have entry level MSNs. Are you guys aware of this? Even if you're not an RN, but you're allied professional related, for example, pharmacist or physical therapist, and you want to bridge to nursing, there is a course that bridge you to entry to MSN practice, which means you take MSN, but at the same time you're completing units for bachelors of nursing, so you can take an RN exam, finish the NCLEX and pass it before you graduate MSN. So that way you're also,
Wow.
because you cannot be a master's in nursing if you're not a nurse. Basically, is the idea. So if you're not a nurse and you want to be in a nursing specialty role, for example, this is common with nurse practitioners. They're not nurses, but they can do an entry level MSN or accelerated MSN is sometimes what it's called. So many options there. And then we talk about specialty roles. Remember, when you take a master's degree or doctorate degree, we have specialty roles. So very important to note that whenever you advance your degrees, there are specialties. And these are just examples. It's still evolving. We have clinical nurse leaders. So that's for CNOs, managers, supervisors, nurse administrators, CNOs, C-suite executive, vice president, and whatnot. Nurse educators, that's also an MSN specialty role. Public health nursing. Nursing informaticists, perhaps this is one of those nursing roles that are actually booming and becoming very big because of the need for nurses, experts in
Mm-hmm.
nursing that work in the IT world, because big data analysis, data science, AI in healthcare, EHR development, right? So the backend
Mm-hmm.
development of your websites and security protocols. And who else could better do that but nurses?
Nurses.
Because we're experts in the bedside care, right? So nursing informaticists might be something that interests you. The pay is good. I researched already. And of course, we have your advanced practice or advanced licensed nurses in four different areas: the certified nurse practitioners, the certified registered nurse anesthetists,
Mm-hmm.
CRNAs, highest paid nurses,
Mm-hmm.
certified nurse midwives, and clinical nurse specialists. So these advanced roles have advanced responsibilities, and with that comes advanced ability to perform stuff like certain procedures or prescribing medications or administering medications or certifying paperwork required only before for physicians. So these advanced roles are those. All right. So like I said, you choose whatever role you want. Yes, Kay.
Yeah, I'd like to add, Paul. So the DNP, I'm sorry, not the DNP, the nurse anesthetist program has been MSN before, master's degree, but
But yeah,
recent years it has been changed into a doctorate level. So
Yeah.
if
right.
you are
Mm-hmm.
going to nurse anesthetist program, it's a doctorate level now. There are a lot of nurse anesthetists that you will meet when you come here in the United States that did not go to doctorate program, so they're called grandfathered. So their master's degree
Grandfather, yeah.
has, yes, so they are fine with that. This is one thing that I regret doing when I arrived here. I was told, "Okay, go for your CRNA program," and making excuses. I'm the only sole provider. I cannot go out of
That's the
a
truth, though.
bedside
Yeah.
and income. So
Mm-hmm.
it was not, it's not financially feasible for me to sustain.
Yeah.
However, if I've known financial before, I said I don't care about not going to work.
Yeah.
I will borrow money, I will loan, and I will do it. It was an opportunity for me that's one thing that I probably regret in my life, that I would say,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I wish I have learned finance and I would have just closed my eyes and went through it, because a lot of people back then, that's their drawback, is I cannot be out of work. I cannot go
War.
for advanced my degree because I'm the sole provider, I'm the breadwinner.
Mhm.
And then I realized it's not really a problem. If my problem was I did not know finance to
Mm-hmm.
Right,
support
right.
it. Yeah, but
The
yes,
thing with
all of this good.
with CRNA being the top, what's this? being the top
High
paid
earner.
nurse across
Mm-hmm.
all spectrum. It doesn't matter if you're a CNO or not. CRNAs are the top paid. Um, you have to be fully committed to this because one, you
Yeah.
need to have at least 1 to 2 years of ICU experience. I've had friends that are ICUs for a long time.
Yeah.
It took them 3, 4, 5 years, multiple applications to get accepted because it's very, very competitive. The second one is you're gonna be in school for 3 years.
Full time.
You
Full
you're
time,
not
right?
allowed you're not allowed to work. You'll sign a waiver to not work because they want you to focus in the science of administering anesthesia, which means you have to master, pharmacology and respiratory pulmonology, cardiology, and metabolic system thoroughly, just like how would medical students do it, because you're administering literally medications that
Mm-hmm.
kills you for a little bit, with life support, and
Yeah.
then wakes you back up, right? So, in short,
True.
highly, what's this? High liability, high risk, but what we say in finance and investment, high risk, high money. So yes, at the top of their game, they can make 300, 400,000 a year, just like how a physician would do. And definitely, it's one of the highest paid nursing across all spectrum. That's CRNA. And you're right, Kay. Since 2022, there was a mandate by AANA, American Association of Nurse Anesthetists, that beginning 2022, all nurse anesthesia course will only be administered in doctorate programs. So now they have their own
Mm-hmm.
doctorate.
Yeah.
Before they're part of DNP in anesthesia. Now they're calling it DNAP or DNAP, Doctor of Nursing Anesthesia
Mm-hmm.
Practice. But it's still a
Wow.
practice oriented doctorate. So that's another
Yeah.
specialized role. So, nursing, it keeps
Yeah.
growing and we keep
Evolving.
diversifying and evolving. Very good. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there are different ways to advance your degrees. It's all a matter of setting your goal first. And we've always talked about this in many shows that we did. This is the 25th episode. We always say set your goals because at one point with me, my deciding factor if I'm gonna do NP or CRNA is I have to do my cost benefit analysis in such a way where I want to retire early. I don't want to be in school till I'm 40 because I was already 33, 34, when I was in the middle of my doctorate degree or about to start my doctorate degree. So definitely I don't want to be stuck trying to like still earn money 50, 60 or something like that. But then again, it all boils down to different goals. If you still have
Mm-hmm.
time to try something and then back out and then try another thing, especially if you're young and single and do not have family to feed, I think this will be beneficial for you. And I've seen people to say, I'll try masters in education. Oh, I didn't like it. Let me switch majors. That's totally doable and it's really up to
Mm-hmm.
you. But for majority of us that don't have that flexibility to jump in and out, right? Because once I'm in, I gotta finish this because there's money involved and I already spent so much time. I could not pick up overtime because of this, right? And I lost money doing that example. So it might be hard to commit to something and then not finish it because it's just going to be more frustrating and there's going to be a lot of what ifs and regrets for not doing it. So again, sit down and write your goals. And when you write your goals, you have clear goals. Remember, it should be smart, specific, measurable, which
Measurable.
means specific. What do you want? I want masters in nursing. I want doctorate in anesthesia, right? Measurable. Should I complete it in 5 years? Because once you start your advanced degrees, you have to finish it in 5 years. After that, you might have to go back to start, right? That is only valid for 5 years. There is a residency period. Some schools might be longer, which means yes, you can stop in the middle and go on leave, but you have to finish a certain time. And attainable, is it something that I can do with my family situation? Should I move all the way to Nevada to go to school when I already have a house in the North Carolina? Can I pull all my family out, to go with me? Should I leave them here? Is it realistic, right? Can I enter a doctorate degree if I only have an associate degree? Can I enter doctor of anesthesia if I'm not even a nurse? And of course, time bound. And when you put
Mm-hmm.
all of that together, set your goal smart way, check the financial aspect. How much am I gonna earn after I finish school? How much am I gonna pay while in school and after school, student loans and tuition fee. How much wages am I gonna lose while in school, and check everything. Is it going to be worth it in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years post graduation? And then you can have a good overview of the value of the education that you got. All right. So, anything to add before I go to related masters? But we always have to talk about finances, Kay and Anna, because we know for a fact that a lot of nurses are not looking at the finances. They always look at the vitals. They love vitals and computing meds, right? And writing all these INOs in numbers. But when we talk about finances, everybody just don't want to talk about it. They'd rather pay somebody to tell them, hey, get this insurance. You're going to be rich. No, I'm just kidding. But the point is, no,
Paul,
you
it's
also check
Easter.
the
It's
financial.
Easter, Paul. Hold your
Easter,
horses. It's
Easter.
Easter.
I gotta control myself. All right. Just kidding.
No, but
No,
it's
no, Paul,
important to understand that I always say investment is not just like buying stocks. Investment is not buying just real estate.
Also
Investment
yourself.
also is education. Education is an
True.
investment. At the end of the day, you will have to pay for it and you're getting something for it. If you are going to pursue your education and advancement, not only advancement, but even for certification and licenses. Licenses for me are investment, same as degrees are investment. If you're just going with the flow because everybody's doing it, then you are not investing properly. So I always say do not put your money where you don't understand. And a lot of people have went into their master's degree and realizing later on, like, I don't know, I feel like it's a waste. And when I say, why
True.
did you take it anyway? Well, everybody's like just pushing us to go forward it. And I'm like, you don't have to if it's not for you. So there are different investments that you will have to do, and it will have to return certain level of, return of investment. And I always say to them, if you are going to school, let's say at 50 years old, a lot of people still ask, is it still good to go to for nursing school like that? I said, depends. Why are you going? If you're going there for to better your life financially because you're not, you're not a graduate of 4-year degree, then you will have to run your number. But if you're telling me that you want to pursue your advanced education, because you always dream of it before. So regardless of money, then you should go for it. But you have to make sure that something that you want is a luxury. Something you need is, not luxury. So again, if you just want it just because everybody is saying so, but you're not sure, then that's kind of luxury. I think that you should have extra money to pay for that in case you don't like it at the end. But if it's something that you need to make your life in a better situation financially, then it's a financial need that you also requires mandatory running your numbers. You're not going for doctor degree at 60 years old and expect a high income return of that because you're only going to
Yeah.
be there
Yep.
probably 5 years or 10 years. If you're under 50 years old, if you are going to advance your degree for doctorate, it comes with a lot of money involved, a lot of time involved. If your goal is to better off your income, better off your income, then again, run again. Until when are you going to be working? Are you going to work until 60 or 70 years old? Then from 50 to 60 and 70, that's about 10 to 20 years from now. So it means that you have to run your numbers. Will it return your investment?
Right.
So the best investment return if you start early, right? I will always say start investing as early as you can. Put your money in the stock market, or you're very young, put it in your IRAs, put in your Roth IRA. It's the same thing with education. The longer that you stay on that degree, the higher income will go, and it's compounding interest of growth.
Right. And timing in the market
Yeah.
beats timing the market in investment. So in short, the longer that your money stays with your investment, the
Yeah.
higher the interest compounds. And investment can be many
Yeah.
things, stocks and real estate and even yourself. But to
Yes.
to cut it short, see what's the value for everything that you
Yes.
do. It's not only advanced degrees, but are you doing specialty nursing that's not formal advanced degrees? Because there are specialty nursing that are not formal advanced degrees. It doesn't confer to you master's or doctorate degree, but it confers to you a practice specialty like advanced diabetic management nurse, right? Advanced or cardiology RN, certain certifications, or RNFA for OR. That's a specialty RN
True.
career. That's not directly conferring you a master's or doctorate degree, but you are expert in a skill that not many nurses could do. So always check the value, the worth of it. Is this something aligned to what you want to do in the next 10, 15 years to make the most out of it? Or are you trying to change specialty in the next 5 years, which might make this misaligned for you?
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I like about two nursing spouses, like two nurse earners in the
Is it
family,
Dink?
and I've seen,
Dink? Dual
yeah,
income? No kids?
yeah,
Dink?
right.
Or with
Oh my
kids?
god, right. Because I'm single income nurse family, so the good thing with that is flexibility. If you have spouses that are nurses, I'm not encouraging nurses to marry nurses.
Yeah,
Diversify.
I'm married to one.
Diversify. Did you just say
I'm
diversify?
just kidding. No, but no,
Diver-
but the point is, the other nurse can work while you take your
Yeah.
master's or doctorate
Yeah.
degree. So there's not a lot
True.
of
That's
loss
what
of
happened to
income.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's definitely a loss of income, Kay, while
Yeah.
you're taking your degrees, because that's time away from work, and that's what makes everybody anxious. Time away from work means less money from paycheck, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it when I had two jobs, Paul.
I
Yeah,
know.
I remember my
I
experience
had my
too.
full-time nurse 3 years contract,
Tr-
and that was my
Mm-hmm.
original contract from the Philippines, 3 years. So I was working Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
oh,
and
trust
then
me.
I was traveling nurse Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I was working with my master's degree.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is, and the reason why I did it, everybody's saying that was the time I was a single mom and I was away from my child. So
Mm-hmm.
it's something
It
that
was
was very important for me to divert my attention. So a lot of people coming to the United States are away from their family, and one of the coping mechanisms that I really did for myself is keep myself busy,
right.
because it will fly. It will fly. That three
Mm-hmm.
years contract, that 2 years contract will fly. If you're keeping yourself busy and doing something that's productive rather than just scrolling more on social media, the more you're gonna miss people back home. I'm not saying that
True.
you should
True.
not miss them, but you're torturing yourself if you're doing it excessively. But I think you have so many opportunities in here. You're here by yourself. You don't know any, don't know a lot of people. I think it's a great opportunity to do something that productive, to put to divert your attention and invest in yourself. So I always tell people there was a reason why I did it, because that was my coping mechanism, to divert
Mm-hmm.
my
True.
attention. If this works for you, do it right now. And there are a lot of people, I mean, employers right now who would give you tuition fee reimbursement, even if
Yeah.
you take two
Mm-hmm.
credits, 3 credits, 4 credits, and or just use that, or just take courses or credits that is enough, that will cover 100% from your employer, be covered by your employer 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think you should do it. Take advantage of that.
Didn't we have a nurse in Lefora? I think her name is Kimberly, and I want to invite her to the show because I wanted to discuss how she did it.
Eh,
But she took advantage of tuition reimbursement, and she was able to go to was it Duke or Johns Hopkins? But it's a
I
top
cannot
notch
remember,
school.
but I think one thing that I remember was New York. I'm sorry, Presbyterian,
That's
Yeah,
what I
Columbia,
remember
Columbia
too.
University. Yeah,
yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
with
yeah,
Of
me,
Colombia.
yeah,
did not allow me to. Oh, that's Columbia University. Yep.
yeah,
But
Mm-hmm.
they did not allow me to like do F&P or something because they said that's not related to my RN degree. They know you're gonna leave eventually or something. So it
not
depends on.
related, Darn. Oh, because ladder.
They
I would think
want you to
ladder.
stay RN. You know what I mean?
Got
If
it.
it's RN
Mm-hmm.
related, you're gonna stay an RN role. They can
Yeah,
grant it to you. But because it's an advanced role, they know you're gonna be because FNPs
yeah,
are treated like physicians, right? So we're not employees of the hospital in Texas. We have to be employed by a private practice so that providers are not employed by
yeah.
hospitals. It's a regulation. I
Well,
think in
yeah,
New York,
FNP.
I think in New York you can be hired as a provider by the
Mm,
hospital. I think in Texas
yes.
you're not allowed
True.
to.
Yeah.
All the providers here are third party. You cannot be
Mm,
employed by the hospital because I don't think I
yeah,
don't know. But in short, to summarize it, it's different from organization to organization.
yeah,
They have offers. It's up to you
yes.
to explore that. That's part of your benefits. if they say, well, we're not going to cover your master's degree, well, here's another trick, all right? Get some certifications related to your role and have your hospital pay for it since you're there anyway.
Yeah.
And they might tie you up for another year. Well, then you got free education. So I guess that makes up for it, huh?
Yeah, ICU
The,
nurses,
yeah.
critical care nurse practitioners.
Mhm.
So that can be covered because if you're ICU and then you can be a critical care nurse practitioner in the ICU. So I have friends who do that as well. So
Yeah.
sorry, Anne, I cut you. Go ahead.
It's okay. So I just want to share what I did. Like, as you all know, me and Kay work in the OR. So 2018, I enrolled myself to be an RNFA. I had my training. I completed my 2,500 hours of clinical. I was able to, practice for a little bit. My goal was not to not really to leave OR, but I want to advance myself. I really love tutoring, assistant surgeons. But then again, they put me more hours, but I got paid less. And my goal was to, um, earn for myself because I can build the insurance. But then again, in New York, it was difficult when I was trying to go over the rules and regulations how to build an insurance. I was like, I'm gonna go all of this hardship.
Yeah.
And then the surgeons that I've been assisting to, all the robotics, all the bariatrics, they want me to be an NP and see a patient in their clinic. I
Yeah.
said, oh no, no, no. I don't wanna go clinics. I don't wanna face the patient. I'm happy in the
Yeah.
OR while they're sleeping. So my goal was, it didn't time out, but at least I had fun learning. And then I also looked
Yeah.
into traveling RNFA. And
Yeah.
then Paul and Clay, the regular
Yeah.
RN in the OR pays more than the RNFA. So
True.
you're right. You have to do your math. You have to do your numbers, and you have
Mhm.
to really. It must be aligned with your goal. And like Dr. Nurse Paul said, if you're married and you're both nurses, my husband is also a nurse. So even though he support me, I still work two jobs too. So yeah,
Yeah.
you have to plan. You have to plan. You have to do your numbers. It's not all about this is what I want. This is my dream. You have to
Yeah.
be smart while creating the dream of your life, or else you're gonna get
Yeah.
lost and you will regret it.
Yeah.
So now, do I regret it? No, not really, because it opens another door, like
Yeah.
traveling OR, and you can always go back in RNFA if I want to. But now my goal is to be an educator, so I'm in school for my master's right now. So I'm just
Yeah.
sharing my experience. Oh, I want to
It's
say
all
hi to our new admin. He's watching right now.
in Lefora, our group.
Rainier.
Right.
Yes.
Hi, Rainier. Watching from California. But we have a lot of viewers too. We have Mamil from
Yes.
UK, Aliyah from
Beautiful.
Riyadh, Karina, hello, sir,
Romania.
from Philippines, Jace from Saudi, Ken from Houston. Ken, haven't met you and your family, but we're neighbors. You
Your
guys work in the
neighbor.
med. No, there's a lot of nurses here in Houston, but I'm really not able to meet a lot of them.
I
I
know
don't know.
why.
I'm a little extroverted, introverted. Yeah. And when I was younger, I liked to visit people's houses. But I guess
Yeah.
ever since I moved here and I got my own house, I'm like, no, I'm a homebody now because I love my house, something like that.
And you
But
have two
anyway,
babies now.
yes, that's true. Xenia, hello from Houston. Hello, neighbor. Not really neighbor because
We have
Houston is so
Bangkok.
big, but neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
From Bangkok, hello. And Gabriella is
Yeah.
watching us from Bucharest, Romania. Wow. We're all over the world today.
Yay.
And
Yes.
real, I'm gonna hold your question for a bit. I'll answer that later. Okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna go
Yes.
to that.
Mm-hmm.
I promise. Now let's go to my next slide. Other related masters that you can take as a nurse: masters in business administration, masters in public health, masters in health administration, masters in public administration. You know, okay, what I'm looking at right now is masters in data science, masters in computer science, masters in
Yeah.
All of
informatics
it.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because my real dream was to
Passion.
become an informatics technologist, but my mom said No, you cannot make money out of that. Nursing is
Be
the
a
way to
nurse,
go.
Paul.
Look at our neighbor. Look at my friends. They're all in New York and San Francisco. Well, my mom was right because I'm now here in the US. But look what pays most money. Not having to deal with screaming patients in front of you. But no kidding. But I've always loved computer. The first
Mhm.
time that um, touched the computer being a poor person, and that was in school. All right, I was able to already like boot the directory and all that because I was just looking at my teacher putting in the prompt. This is MS-DOS, okay? We're
Oh
that
my
old.
god.
This was way before Windows 95 or something.
With
So
a floppy
anyway,
disk.
yeah, when I was younger, I was fixing my family's computer with a virus, reformat their computer, put Windows in, change their hard drives, and all that. So I really wanted to do that. But now I realize, there's a huge demand for healthcare experts in data science, in AI large language models, right? And clinical decision support and EMR building. So many. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's calling me to that side. All right. But anyway, still have plenty of time and room to do that. But that's one of the things you want to look at. Next is doctorate degree. I think my moderator is rushing me because he already flashed the next slide. I didn't click that. But anyway, he's like, "Yeah, come on, next
Come on,
slide.
come on,
All
come
right.
on, Paul.
It's almost an hour.
We have doctorate degrees for nurses.
Yeah.
You have PhDs. As a PhD, you're expert in nursing research. You can be a nurse researcher, academician. DNP, this is my degree. This is what I finished as an DNP, and it's also wrong spelling, so I don't think my doctorate professor will like that. Um, you will be expert in nursing practice and clinical practice. And practice is broad. Practice can be in clinical and administration. That's still considered a practice. And public health. This is why I took DNP, Kay and Anna, because like I said, we all
Mm-hmm.
set goals, right? I wanted to
Sure.
finish a doctorate degree for personal fulfillment, number one. But at the second time is to open more opportunities for me should nursing become tight because nursing becomes more competitive, and I think
Yeah.
nursing is more geared for younger people without arthritis and back pain and neck pain like me or migraine, right? So I feel like after 10, 15 years, 20 years in here, I'll be shelved. You're gonna be okay. Try the supervisorial role, and then finally we'll kick you out. Right? So I feel like it's brutal when you're in a high, what's this, high acuity
Management.
environment. No, yeah,
Yeah.
like it puts a toll on your body, and I feel like I'm not gonna last long in that environment, or I might be put out quickly, right? So I was like, I need an opportunity. I need to set something for myself where if nursing becomes tight, if it becomes more competitive in my specialty, if there's a recession, knock on wood, or I lose the
Yeah.
ability to work bedside, I could still practice as a nurse in a different setting, in a different environment, with a much broader skills and expertise. That's why I took DNP because I feel like with PhD, I'll be limited to research and research related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But with DNP, I can stay in practice as an expert in nursing practice, something like that. So again, it boils down to your individual role. DNS is an old program. It's similar to PhD. We're phasing out DNS now. We're now doing PhDs and DNP. That's the advocacy of AACN, American Association of Colleges of Nursing, and DNAP. We've talked about this earlier. Beginning 2022, there's no more master's degree for anesthesia. And it makes sense that I talked about anesthesia earlier in master's degree because this slide was from way back before this was implemented. But now it's DNAP for nurse anesthesia. And I think I'll end with this slide. There are different advanced degrees that you can search on usnews.com. Check also your local schools. There's loans and grants, federal student aid, HRSA is giving out money. If you work in public health, like Federal Qualified Health Center, like me, after 10 years, every loan that you have from student loans will be slashed by the government because you work for public. So something like that. And of course, more than nursing degrees at master's and doctorate degree, there are 96 specialties in
Wow.
nursing 96 and growing and growing. This data
Mm-hmm.
was from 2 3 years ago. Remember, my slide is 3 years old. This is from Johnson and Johnson's nursing.jnj.com. Search it out, see what suits you, see what you like, and start finding what's this schools or programs that offer those certifications and advanced degrees. And for real, real, he said, I have master's in nursing, major in nursing administration, and PhD in nursing education. You can still use that when you move to the US. That's still equivalent to American education. But to be sure, get your credential evaluations once you get here. And you may be able to use this in the nursing academic world or perhaps in
Mm-hmm.
leadership roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
can use
but
it
the,
anywhere. Nursing
yeah,
shortage is there. So anywhere you
yes,
can
yes,
apply, just apply for it. And then
yeah.
I think I've seen a lot of people, even without degrees, to also that they are just being accepted with the
Mm-hmm.
contingency of you are pursuing your advanced
Going
degree.
for it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like for example, yeah, for leadership management, there's a shortage of management position. I mean, management or leadership roles in the United States. The turnover is just so high as well in leadership position. So I recommend you, if you don't have a degree yet, and you want to pursue for the leadership or go to that those management, just try it. No, it's not gonna harm you, because there is a lot of institution right now with shortage of those leadership, and they're very willing to negotiate with you that you can join, but within certain time frame that you will enroll yourself in those advanced program. So try
And
it.
also in
Let's try it.
educator, right? Okay, there's a lot of
um
short things in educator, being in a
yeah,
hospital or being
yeah,
in school. A lot of
yes.
that are hiring, yeah. So going
it,
to school, advancing your career, your degree, never be a waste of time and money, because it's an option. Like what Dr. Nurse also earlier, when you're getting old and you cannot work in bedside anymore, that's one of my backup plans too. That's why I enrolled myself in master's. So when I'm old, I cannot run the hallway of the OR. I cannot run cold on, or cannot scrub in or circulate the trauma cases. I want to be an educator, but not in the OR. I want to educate the undergrad, BSN, or be a clinical instructor. And besides, I want to retire in the Philippines. So please go back to school if you can, right?
yeah,
Go to
yeah.
me. Money will be there, investment, like Clay said, not just for yourself, but also for your future. And remember, we're not getting young.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd like to add about education. So it's very sensitive topic when it comes to nursing educators in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Yeah.
huge shortage of nursing educators in the
Yeah.
United States, and that's in turn, there are a lot of nursing enrollees trying to fill in the gap of the nursing
Mm-hmm.
shortage in the United States. So there are a lot of studies right now that is showing that a lot of these nursing schools in the United States are turning away nursing students because of the
Sure.
shortage of nursing educators. So that is impacting our nursing shortage here in the US. So if you are a nurse coming to United States and you feel like you want to move forward with your career, something that you might want to consider is nursing educator, because there are jobs a lot. There are a lot of jobs out
A lot.
there, and again, a lot of opportunities. The alternative to nursing education right now is called professional development specialist. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
so I have heard a
NPD.
lot. Yes, I have a lot of nurses who are telling me, I mean, nurse leadership who has been telling me, the gear now is changing the nurse educator to nursing professional development. Yes, so that is something that you also want to look at. We have a very good friend, Arnold. He's on the nursing professional development too. If you
Yeah.
want to
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
follow him,
Mhm.
he's doing a great job in leading a lot of foreign nurses as well with that, with how to be competitive in the United States. So
We,
that's one
we need to
example
bring
of his
Arnold
American
into
leadership.
the we need to
Uh,
bring Arnold into the show because he
yes.
really is a great resource too. Yep.
Yes, so
especially with the
he's doing a
leadership.
great job with that, with creating curriculums or training programs for nursing professional development. So that's the trend there with when it comes to nursing education. As for me, who's a single mom back then, it wasn't easy for me to put a food on a table with the nursing education, and that's when everybody's saying, why you never practice your nursing education? Well, first, I was at the end of it when I realized that my important the more important for me was to put food on the table for my family and be
Mm-hmm.
financially independent or stable. So I switched to travel nursing. And you can do that too if you want to be financially stable first and do what you want to do because you're not 100% sure what you want to do with your nursing degrees. You can be, going to a situation where you want to just be financially independent and free, but you have to set a limit and then put yourself a goal and a time when you're going back to finish your education. If you have noticed, a lot of our successful people in life, even our government, what's his name, Manny Pacquiao, went to school, right, after being a
Yeah.
billionaire, right, million. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people who became millionaires first and then went
Yeah,
back to
we
school
went back to
and then
school.
finished
Yep.
because now they know what they need, what course they need, and to solidify that. I am actually one of that who's switching all my credits from master's degree in education to MBA. So for me, I think my advocacy is towards helping a lot of people negotiate their contracts, help them understand that healthcare is business, and there's a way to leverage your education through that is
Mm-hmm.
MBA, Masters in Business and Administration. And there's another degree that I put there is called JD, which is Juris Doctor. So JD
Mhm.
MBA are very good for people who's going to be in the leadership corporate world of healthcare system. So you will understand more on that because it's more legal and business side. And this is where the mergers and acquisition of the United States hospital system are happening. A lot of hospitals right now, a lot of facilities are merging and merging. It's never ending
Yep.
merging. And a
Correct.
lot of health insurance are buying smaller insurance. A lot of big practices, doctor practices are buying small doctor practices. Right, Paul? I don't know if your practice
True.
is solo standing or is it being bought or is part of the bigger organization. But again, if you're in the healthcare and you like those kind of things, then there's
Business
MBA program for that.
acquisitions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So many opportunities for nurses.
I
True.
know,
Yeah.
right?
I
Legal
believe it.
nursing, right? The other one,
Yeah,
legal
Yeah.
nursing.
Another thing,
yeah,
legal nursing. I was
yeah.
about
When
to
I was
mention that too.
Yeah, there is what's that? Okay, I thought I mentioned that to you last year, but I was in NP conference last year, and there's this school that's offering JD for nurses, so
Yeah.
or masters in something, but it's related to legalities and nursing. So, yep, nursing. Oh my God, we have such diverse skills that we can try anything under the sun, right?
Yes. So
Plus,
never limit
healthcare
yourself.
healthcare is a big business, and in fact, one of the leading expenditure, how do you say, expenditure of a
Expenditure of the United
of,
States. Yeah.
of a government, whether U.S. or around the world, is healthcare. Education first, then healthcare next, and defense,
Healthcare.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that healthcare is broad and encompassing, and which better profession could sit on those seats to lead healthcare other than ta-da,
And then
nurses? And
care. Yeah.
because we're immigrants, we're coming here to the US, we're contributing to that. We're filling up those seats,
Hmm.
and there might be open seats on top, so that might be for you. So check your goals.
Okay. And okay, we have one question from Green Asunción.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Yep. So I'm gonna read it. If you were a graduate of MA in nursing, I got lost. A nursing major adult health, can we utilize this profession in the US? Can we continue education in NE or in nursing specialist? A lot of Filipino nurses are asking about this. Can I be an NE? Can I enroll in CRNA? But I only have master's in nursing. I think the best person to answer that is our very own Dr. Nurse Paul.
All right, let's set this thing clear because I get a lot of these questions. but I'd be happy to answer anytime. Um, the NP degrees do not match with any degrees in the Philippines per
Mm,
se. I do not know with other countries because some countries have direct NP courses like UK, Australia, and even Israel. But in the Philippines, our master's degree is more geared into RN
Research.
role, not NP role.
Mm-hmm.
NP role is advanced. You gotta have it's a state mandate before you can get an NP license that you have a master's degree level pharmacology, there three P's. We call it three P's: pharmacology, physical assessments at master's degree level, and pathophysiology. And on top of that, your clinical experience. This is required by the certification board. So two different things, right? The licensure board, state boards require that you have these courses. The certification board to certify you before you even become licensed require that you have certain hours that you did for internship as an NP. So if you are from the Philippines, you have a master's in nursing in adult health, emergency nursing, medical surgical nursing that might be similar to adult health nurse practitioner here in the States. It is not equivalent per se. You cannot take the boards because you still need the internship part. So here's the thing. After you come to the US, you don't have to do another master's degree. You do a post um, certification degree or post graduate certification course, which certifies you as an NP on top of your master. So it's latching on your master's degree just to
Mm-hmm.
suffice the need of the certification body and the licensure, because you would need both. You cannot be licensed until you're certified. You cannot be certified until you have all those documents. So in short, you still go back to school for 1 to 2 years, but it's also equivalent because when you do master's degree here, it's also 2 years. So there's not much difference. In short, you're still gonna have to take all courses, if not anything, if not everything, majority of the courses you'll still have to take them because it's not equivalent. It has to be
Mm-hmm.
matching what the state board requires and certifying body requires. To cut it short, if you want to know what the requirements are, go to your state board, see what's required for APRN, and go to whatever specialty board you're trying to take boards for. So if it's adult health nursing, I think that's AA. What's the certification body? From
NP.
ANA, right? ANCC. If it's family
Yeah.
primary care, it's AANP. If it's pediatric, it's AP. It's so many letters, but I forgot. Just
How
search it again.
many?
yeah. So I think the one of the thing that I would recommend if you are interested to get a just inquire about a program, just call a school. They will guide you. So there's a lot of
Yeah, they're
mentors
very
and guidance,
helpful.
and it's free. It's free when you call a school, and also the thing there is you don't need to stick with one school to inquire. You have to go to inquire to other schools as well, because some schools will run differently. They will have
Mm-hmm.
different credentials verification. They will have what do you call this one, different instruction on what you should be getting. And also I have learned, let's say this school actually tried to do credit evaluation, and they say
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, you this credit that you have from outside the country is not credited. So there is a
Mm-hmm.
thing called appeal. You can still appeal it even though they said no. So means you can appeal, you can ask again to consider it or reconsider it and run another, study on it. Because sometimes the credentials evaluation is being run outside by some people who are, vendors, or being run by individual that might not, is human error, prone to human error. So you can always do appeal. If you're coming to the United States, we all know that USCIS is not perfect either. Sometimes they make a mistake. So your
True.
lawyers or immigration lawyers will appeal it and then get it right. So it's the same thing when you're applying for advanced degrees and you do credentials evaluation, and then they said it's not going to be credited. So you can always appeal. So the best thing is please inquire to those universities or colleges or schools that you want to go, and just inquire, get information. A lot of them have free information sessions that you can join,
Mm-hmm.
and you can ask questions
Um,
directly.
may I ask, okay, so I received this message a lot. So like, Mom Anna, I'm in Philippines right now, and I'm enrolled in master's. Will it be useful or beneficial when I arrive to the US? Guys, I'm living and working in New York for 8 years, but I wrote school online to the Philippines in one of the
Yeah.
university. I'm taking up my master's, and hopefully this coming August I will be graduating. Right now, I'm in the process of my thesis
Yeah.
writing. So,
Congratulations.
will it, thank
We
you.
need
Will it be
respondents. We need
beneficial?
respondents.
Yes, Anna, if you are a nurse who had difficulty of or challenges coming to the United States due to
Yeah,
some practices, please reach out to her again. If you are a
yeah. I'm
nurse,
gonna need your help.
um,
So,
oh, please reach
as
out to
I was
her.
saying, you were asking will it be beneficial, will it be useful, is it equivalent? Like what Clay said, you will undergo a evaluation. Like I use the WEF, I don't know if you're aware of it, but
Yeah.
they will evaluate your course, your subject, and usually mine is equivalent to MSN. But let me repeat what Dr. Nurse also said earlier, we are not geared. Man from the Philippines is not geared toward ME or CRNA. It's gonna be more on leadership or in academia. So don't worry if you're waiting for your priority date, you're in school, you're doing a great job, it will be beneficial and useful when you come here. So just to clear it up. Thank you, Clay, and good for nurse call. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. So hopefully you guys learned something here.
Yeah.
Take your time to decide. Education, advanced education costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of time. It's not something that you just woke up the next day and you say, "I'm going."
You have a
Right?
yeah. I
You,
have a diploma.
yeah. Oh, I like this. You know how we are. It's just we saw this. Okay, I saw this in live video, and I'm gonna do it. And then later on, you just like fall out. You're just gonna waste money on that.
Mm,
So please be careful, especially when you're deciding any big decision, financial decision should be thought a long time, not just
yeah.
Monday, not just 2 days, not 3 days. You have to consider it. If it's a
Not
big
overthought,
decision,
right?
you don't mix emotions on your big decisions.
True.
Education, advanced degree are big decisions, and emotions should be set aside. If you're gonna take certification, just a short certification, totally fine. You can throw away money there if you want, like I did,
True.
right? I'm
Yeah.
like certification in mixology, certification in professional.
Right, right.
um,
No, you know, Kay,
I
when I was working before, my hospital pays for if you get certified. If you get
yeah,
certified, they pay your certification fee. They
and
pay you
you're
additional fee per hour if you're certified.
yeah,
Plus, they pay you, I
yes.
think, 8 hours or 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
like one full day for sitting
Wow,
for the
yeah.
exam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And even in,
Yeah.
in ER, we are required to do a lot of certifications, right? I did my trauma nursing certification course. It's a
Mm-hmm.
$400 um, program that you need to be certified with. We're paid 16 hours for doing 12-hour course. We're paid
Mm-hmm.
hotel and transportation, and then they pay the
Yeah.
course. So because
Yes.
they're required from you, that's part
Yes.
of their magnet certification, whatever, 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 right?
Yep.
They
If
benefit
you
from that as
are
well.
a nurse, single nurse right now, and you're paying a lot of taxes, and you're in a state where it's actually accumulating state taxes, there's a thing that you can use. It's called 529 plan. College plans are not just for kids. It can be
Yeah.
also used for
Mm-hmm.
you. So if you're single right now and you want to lower your taxes through 529 plan, you can do that. What will cover there, if you decide later on that you want to use it, you can use it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, this is not your professional financial advice, but
Yeah.
you can inquire on your banks, or inquire about those schools about 529 plans, or whether the scholarships available to you. You don't need to. It's not like you're breaking your bank to go to these schools. And I want you to remember,
Mm-hmm.
like my misconception when I was new here in the United States, that it's gonna break my bank. Actually, it wasn't. Again, inquire about those things. 529 plans or college plans, you can also use that. It's not just for kids. It's
Mm-hmm.
transferable from one kid to another, as it's transferable from the kid to you or you to your kids. So again, 529 plans are good to reduce your income right now if you are single. Okay, if you are single, you have no deductibles in your life, consider
Mm-hmm.
that it can be used for education, and it grows interest too. Okay, so it
True.
grows interest, and it will cover a lot of things, especially your book, your tuition fee. I know anything related to education is going to be covered. And then add that education reimbursement from from your employer, that's a huge amount of savings. And then if there's scholarship or grants, especially for the education and MSN, there was a recent government grant for that. So inquire.
Mhm.
So there's website for federal grants. So look at those websites in the U.S. government. Okay.
And if your hospital includes union, they will also pay for your review and your class. Like me and Clay, we're both OR nurse. We have our
Yeah.
CNOR. Aside
Yeah.
from you're gonna be a competent and competent nurse. You're
Yes.
45, and if you want to be an RNFA, it's one of the requirements to be a CNOR. So yes,
Yeah.
advancing career, your school, your studies, it will be
Mhm.
beneficial, and learning never ends on learning, right? So it's
Yes.
always nice to learn and good to learn.
Yes.
So what a beautiful thought. We have a lot of questions
Yes.
earlier. I hope everyone learns. Okay, so March
Next
30, last Sunday, very meaningful. Are you ready for next month? This is not an April Fool's Day.
April
We will
Fools.
have. Oh my God. So
Thank you,
for me,
everybody,
yeah.
for yep. Thank you,
Next.
everybody, for joining us today. Are we talking
Mm-hmm.
about next show already? I'm sorry, I'm a
Yeah.
Yes.
little tied up with this
Next
conversation.
show.
But
Next
yeah,
show,
but
Paul. Next show. Where's our
our
slide?
next,
There go.
there we go. Becoming a travel nurse. Woohoo!
Yay.
Whoa. We
This
are
is
all travel
where we all
nursing.
met.
We all
Yeah.
have advanced education. Oh wow. We're really
From your
friends.
favorite Sunday hosts,
Yeah. So it's
we're
a
gonna
very
talk
good,
about
great.
travel
Yeah.
nurse.
It's a very great topic because a lot of nurses right now are saying, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Are we still doing it?
Yep.
The
Yeah,
boom is not there. So we are going to discuss to you why,
COVID one is
why.
gone.
Yeah.
but
Yes.
travel nursing is more than money. It's actually experience as
True.
well. My God, I
Yes.
worked in Chicago and Hawaii,
Ah,
two of my favorite assignments. If I
speak
was
for
in an
yourself,
NP,
though.
if I was in
For
an NP, I would
yourself.
still be travel nursing because I love travel nursing. But anyway, we'll
Okay,
see
it's
you
way
guys
more.
next week. How about next month? What
Next
were we gonna?
month, yes. See you next month. I mean next our
Next
next
month.
shows for the next
Yeah,
month.
because our co-host Kay is a travel nurse expert. We're
Yeah.
gonna have two parts of travel nursing talk.
Yes.
Right. So,
April 7.
huh.
Yeah,
Episode
Go
travel
ahead.
nurse,
26.
yeah. Travel nurse hacker
Becoming a
follow if you
travel
need tips.
nurse.
Beca-
And April 14, we are not coordinated. Episode 27, how to be a successful travel nurse. Like, hey, April 21, episode 28, contract negotiation. April 28, episode 29, be a certified nurse. But please, April 7, a lot of people are asking about this. I received a lot of email and messages on Facebook. Anna, when are you going to discuss how to become a traveler nurse? So April 7 next week. Don't forget, hey, that will be your
Oh
topic
my,
all about
my whole
travel.
my whole April, yes. If
Make your slides.
we are all Anna, Paul, and me actually met through travel nursing, and
True.
I'm very honored and it's my pleasure to have met these wonderful people, because they're very advocative in their education. Thank you all.
Aww. Thank you, everyone. Happy
Bye.
Easter.
Happy Easter. My
See you next
internet is
week.
dead. Bye. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you, guys.